Hello, everybody. My name is Ellis Bylavoz. My co-hosts are Jiya and Norah. Today, in our podcast, Go With The Flow, we will be discussing the poem, Give Me a Sign. Maybe you, listener, have been thinking about your future recently. Because I know I have. I found myself worrying about how things will play out in my life. I have been trying to control things that are simply out of my control. This poem explores these themes of fate and acceptance. Ideas like these are becoming increasingly more important in our lives as we wonder and worry about what we will develop into, because we are really just at the beginning of this journey we call life. This poem is an opportunity to explore this self-doubt you may be feeling, to think about the course of life as something to celebrate and enjoy.
The snake always slips into the bushes when I start down the path. The snake is just the tail end of what's happening. The snake doesn't look back. The snake is not an animal I identify with. I mean, it's a garden variety queen snake, but I'd still lop off its head with a machete. Isn't it expected that one thing will chase another? Isn't it normal to want your space? About this snake, it's not the kind that holds its tail in its mouth. About this machete, I do not own one. About this path, I choose it. It's narrow. About this metaphor, it stretches out like a tightrope, and these lines force one foot in front of the other. And these steps are the ones that I have to take. About this snake, I must circle back. About the time I left the door open. About the zero surprise I felt when our eyes locked. As if what I needed was a mirror. As though what I always feed her back into a corner. As soon as I extend my hand, she corks.
Hi guys, my name is Jiya Patel. I'm your second co-host today, and I want to talk about why I really like this poem. So I like this poem because it talks about fate and trusting the process, and I like that because it takes humanly effect to everything. You know, it makes me feel relaxed and calm during this stressful time of AP tests, exam season, and just all the things that we have going on in our lives as magnet kids and as students in general. And in this poem, the author, she uses a lot of personification. She gives non-human things human-like characteristics or motions. An example of this would be the snake. And to me, she kind of uses this personification to show that everybody goes through something. That everybody has, this sort of experience of feeling tightly coiled up, but then realizing that fate and trusting the process is the way to go. And this kind of gives the overall meaning of the poem, which I'll kind of discuss in this next part. So I relate to this poem because, again, as a student, I've been stressed about grades and what the future is to hold. But this poem allowed me to remember to just trust the process and let the universe do its thing. The poem resonates with us as people who have experienced moments of indecision or questioning about their lives, who seek meaning or purpose in their lives. And every scar tells a story of survival, a testament to strength. For anyone that's going through something right now where they feel hurt or scarred by something, just remember that those scars are a part of you and allow you to grow as a person because they show you the strength that you have. My grandparents always told me that God gives his toughest battle to his strongest soldiers. And I feel as if this poem resonates with my grandparents' viewpoint on this. God knows your strength, and over time, life will become better and better. Those scars show your strength, the strength that you've gained over time from experiences. Overall, Give Me a Sign captures the universal human experience of seeking guidance and reassurance in times of uncertainty. I'll now transition it over to my next co-host, Norah.
Alexandra was born in El Salvador, however had to relocate to the United States during the Civil War. Her family had various health problems. Her father was ill with throat and stomach cancer, and not long after, her mother died of a heart attack. With these passings, she struggled to cope with losing the connection that had guided her through literature and her culture. Her poem reflects on this, about moving on and that there will always be things outside of your control. She moved back to her hometown in El Salvador later in life to explore the effects of the Civil War and her history and roots that she previously did not have access to because it was beyond her control. Alexandra's story is her connection to her past when she felt like she was not enough. we come to understand her journey of dealing with losses and learn that there is some beauty in accepting your misfortunes from time to time. Alexandra's book, Give Me a Sign, and biography can be found in the Poetry Foundation website. The music in this episode was created by Severio Blasi and can be found on SoundCloud and YouTube. This was Go with the Flow. Thank you for listening.